In order to have consistent strength, consistent courage, consistent conviction, you need to follow principles consistently. Peace. It's Travis Soderwell. It's Pure Sound Daily Business. Being principled, leveling up. We talk about how the mind works, thought mechanics, and that we have concepts we've created through our ideas and experiences. We make a judgment emotionally on those concepts, how it makes us feel, agitated or calm or pleasant or unpleasant. And then we define it and categorize it. And then we use all that information. We use our named and categorized concept to predict how we're going to feel in our next experience. We say all that to say, what are your principles? Are the concepts of our principles? And what is strength? What are principles? Starting up a new program, Personality Hacker. We're talking about different levels of ascension, different levels of individual and being that. And one of the comments that was made was, you get to these higher levels and the lower levels, all the levels are the same with what I'm about to say. So when you get to the higher levels, you can't stay there unless you have a certain type of life. And it was said as unless you're like a monk, so to speak. Now I agree with the concept, the idea is that we can't just level up and be our best selves without considering how our life is built, our environment, what we're exposed to day in and day out. Those are crucial. This is why what I landed on when it was going into entrepreneurship. Now, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. Then getting older, getting sober, I had these thoughts of, do I have a right to pursue owning my own business, being an entrepreneur? I got teenage children. At that time, one was a teenager, the other was on the cusp. It's like, I'm supposed to be here and be responsible for the next generation and be supporting them in their dreams and their life journey. I was like, do I have a right to focus in on myself and do this thing? Now, we all have a right. And we all have decisions to make and sacrifices. And the fact of the matter is that my human relationships, those closest to me, have suffered in one area. Now, in a lot of ways, which is interesting, we're spending more time together. The people that are helping me with the business. But that's not quality time, so to speak. It's always quality because they're quality people. But it isn't quality time as far as personal time. Maybe that's a better word. So we need to bring this all together. We need to look at our own thoughts and see what we consider of living at that high level. Being a master, being principled, and going back to what are these principles we're living by? Are they very generalized Christian principles, Western principles, U.S. American principles, Republican principles, Democrat principles, your mama principles, your daddy principles, principles from people that have gone through trauma and untreated trauma, principles. I'm just speaking in very general terms. Because everything I named off, if we look at them, and one of the sayings is, sorry, vegans and vegetarians, don't jump off when I say this, but you eat the meat and you spit out the bones. You take what you can from information. You take the good parts and leave the rest. And I believe there's always good parts in everything. This goes back to how we perceive the world. It goes back to our perception, our principles, our vision, our values, our goals, our mission, and our understanding of the universe. In my spiritual school of thought, what we do is called illusion, not ILAL, ALLUSION. Oof, I was sweating, y'all. Spelling in a microphone, oh my goodness. Illusion, what is it alluding to? So whenever we have an experience, an idea, that's the theory part, right? When we're doing science. Then we experiment, we put it into the world, we test it. Then we get results back. Right? Open, honest, responsible. We respond to that result. First by accepting the result, what it tells us, without our own passion. The passion is how we feel from the outside stimuli. The desire is from within us. So the desire isn't a problem unless the desire is to be a liar. If you desire to know the truth, then you should be moving into acceptance and not how you feel about the results that came your way. That's the passion part. So, the land the plane here is that bringing it back, looking at the results, accepting, and then seeing what this new truth that you've learned, what does it allude to? What does it allude to in a higher level as a principle? What I'm working on now, we're working on the strengths of more science with the different virtues. And it's seeing what virtue it alludes to, or really what vice, what problem, what pain it alludes to. And then we look to correct it by getting back into our higher self. Not everything's bad. Not everything's pain. Some things just need to be adjusted, leveled up. But if you in it right now, you suffering, be open, be honest, and be responsible, as in be responsive to whatever ideas and experiences you've had. The testing, the experiment, the results that you've gotten back, and accepting. The principle of acceptance is your strength, is the foundation of your strength. So are you accepting where you at? And even as important, have you accepted where you truly want to be? Travis Soderwell, it's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.